Welcome again to you all. Welcome to Bordeaux, where the best part of 35,000 French football fans are hoping that there is a major fight back to come in the story of the 1996 UEFA Cup final. Splendid scenes here. They've created a wonderful atmosphere. The supporters of this French club that's had a quite extraordinary season. And it could turn out to be a magnificent evening. Bayern Munich, though, come here with a 2-goal advantage from the first leg. But so did the great Milan 2 months ago, and they left here with their tails between their legs after a brilliant Bordeaux comeback. Bayern Munich, captained by Lothar Matthäus, looking to win a European trophy for the first time since the mid-70s, when, of course, Franz Beckenbauer and Uli Hoeneß, there in your picture, were players. Bordeaux have two of their most exciting talents back from suspension, Zidane and Djougari. And they've still found a place for Boncarel at number 2, who scored 2 goals on Saturday. The 2 goals against Paris Saint-Germain that ensured Bordeaux would not be relegated from the French First Division. All the while this European campaign has been going on, there have been fears that it might end the season in domestic disaster. Well, Bayern Munich are without Jean-Pierre Papin, denied the chance of playing again in France because of a yellow card, his second of the competition, picked up in the first leg. But they've got an international talent in Bulgaria's Kostadinov as a replacement to show the depth in their squad. They seem to hold all the trump cards here, but will it be enough against a Bordeaux team who are determined to give it their very best shot? It's no exaggeration to say that Bayern Munich's entire season rests on tonight's result, because since the first leg, as I'm sure many of you know, they've had to yield second best to Borussia Dortmund again in the German Championship. That's caused a great disappointment in Bavaria. So psychologically, in the 2 weeks since those 2 goals from Helmer and Scholl in the first leg seem to be so promising for Bayern Munich, and indeed are coming into this second leg. But Bordeaux have had the lift of easing their clouds of relegation from over their heads. Bayern Munich have been disappointing and in the end despairing in the Bundesliga competition. Referee Zhuk comes from Belarusia. There's Kostadinov, the Bulgarian. Thomas Helmer, who scored that first goal with the free kick. Sforza coming in. Well, the Bordeaux coach, Gernot Rohr, has promised his team will do everything possible tonight. He's been building up the morale, and it didn't take too much stretching of the imagination to get Bordeaux into battle mode tonight. Just mentioned Milan to them, who, in the words of Franz Beckenbauer, paid for their arrogance, and he hopes that Bayern Munich won't fall into the same trap. Richard Witschke, the Dutchman in the Bordeaux midfield, he's just been named in Holland's 22 for Euro 96. He's had a terrific season. Klinsmann trying to help it on. You are the Bordeaux goalkeeper. Boncarel. Matthäus patrolling, of course, these days as a sweeper. Here's Ziga. Touch from Klinsmann. Helmer. Kostadinov making the challenge. Trying to link up with Klinsmann. football generally got such a boost from Paris Saint-Germain a week ago, winning the Cup Winners' Cup. No French club has ever won this UEFA Cup, nor has it ever been in the hands of Bayern Munich, who are looking to complete the full set of European club successes, having been champions, of course, 3 times in the European Cup, and winning the Cup Winners' Cup way back in the 60s. One thing that Bordeaux must not do is let anything slip early on. An away goal for Bayern Munich, who've been scoring them in bundles in their away games in this tournament to get this far. Well, Franz Beckenbauer in temporary charge again. The firing of Otto Rehhagel towards the end of the German season, with the intent of bringing Beckenbauer back to inspire a late push for glory in the league. That hasn't happened. But to try and ensure success in the UEFA Cup, well, that hasn't happened yet. Vichka. But they still lead 2-0 from the first leg. Zidane. Dries Hansen. Croce. Well, that's a good try, and indicative of Bordeaux having a better spell now. Klinsmann, who scored 14 goals in this UEFA Cup run for Bayern Munich, needs 1 tonight to be the all-time leader in terms of goals scored in any one European tournament. There are 3 others that he's sharing with on 14. Here's Zidane. Well, the Swiss international Thierry Sforza was the crucial player for Bayern Munich then. By Luka, who's one of the players in the midfield engine room for Bordeaux. Will have to keep half an eye on controlling things with a defensive perspective. Must keep their shape, Bordeaux, for the most part. Take a risk now and then to help the odds, which are certainly against them. How heavily stacked is a matter of opinion. Certainly the evidence of what happened to Milan here suggests that they're still in with a shout. Although Bayern Munich, as I was saying earlier, do claim to have learned from that Milan experience. They have paid proper heed to the demands of this particular away leg. Vichka. Lizarazu has taken it on past Fry, was looking for Tolo by the far post. It was half a chance. With Zidane involved. But the ball across the face of the goal didn't come. It might come here. Dries Hansen. Zidane given some space, was certainly wanting to use it with a quick shot. It hit Mateus. Dugari. Lizarazu. Knocked away by Babel. Foot raised by Vichka, free kick for dangerous play. So many of these players in the Bayern Munich side will have commitments in Euro 96, and as I said, Vichka with Holland as well. The German squad was named a couple of days ago. including 7 Bayern Munich players. Stadinov, of course, with Bulgaria, Sforza with Switzerland. Lizarazu will certainly be there with France. And Dugarry. Well, it was one of those where you sensed the attacker might have made a lot of it. He was moving at pace, Dugarry. And I'm sure Mateus made a genuine attempt for the ball. And the outcome is not a free kick, it's a throw. The ball in the hands of Vichka. You heard their cry of pain. It was Fry who went in. It might be pain of a different kind for Bordeaux, unless they can get the ball back quickly, which they've done. Vichka's back on his feet, so an instant recovery. Tolo, that's a miss-hit. That's a challenge from behind, the sort of tackle that really has been trying to stamp out of the game, and now Lizarazu is down also. Kostadinov looking after himself. And this, one hopes, is only a precautionary stretcher, but judging from that twirl of the arms there from one of the Bordeaux medical men, that may not be so. They might have to make a change. Well, it's a worrying sight, not just for Bordeaux, but for France as well. And it looks as though Lizarazu is out of this match. Well, it's Ancelin comes on. It's a moment as Aimé Jacquet, the French coach, watching from the stand, will also have to take into account. If we can get any news for you on that, we will. The seriousness of the injury to a crucial player for Bordeaux. And there's understandably a bit of anger out here. And Vichka, who's been yelling in pain on a couple of occasions already, has allowed his feelings to get the better of him. So he gets a yellow card, and it's important now for Bordeaux to keep their nerves, not to get drawn into the wrong kind of battle here. Well, that was Sforza with the original snapshot, but with a very heavy slice to it. Zidane trying to get another bite at it. Try down to Klinsmann. Not a very cultured ball from Thomas Strunz. Ziga just behind Kostadinov. And the captain's armband taken on by Dogon. But the crowd very disconcerted here, and understandably, one of their great favourites stretched it off. And as yet, Bordeaux unable to make any inroads into this Bayern Munich cushion of 2 goals that they brought with them. Dries Hansel. On from Zidane. Dugarry. And a corner. Well, Franz Beckenbauer remains impassive. Zidane will take the corner. From a corner about this time in the first leg. Bayern Munich got in front with Thomas Helmer's header, but Bayern's own marking there better than Bordeaux's was in that particular moment a fortnight ago. Fischke. Boncarel at pace. Stopped by the outstretched leg of Matthäus. Now Boncarel with a chance for a cross, and it's not a good one. Fischke. Dugarry. It shows again the potential that the game can change in a second here. Bayern Munich would feel there's a certain degree of assurance about the way the game's gone so far, and then a flash of brilliance there from Christophe Dugarry to sidestep Helmer and hit a terrific shot that did swerve, and fortunately for Kahn kept on swerving beyond the post. Well, the man who's seen it all in football. Zidane. Again, although there's a bit of confusion between Matthäus and his goalkeeper then. You certainly were applauding Bayern Munich for the number of players that they had around the ball, and to assess any problems in the very late stages as we are now of this first half. Struntz. It is indeed half-time in Bordeaux. A good half for Bayern Munich. They've curbed Dugarry and company. For Bordeaux, a somewhat subdued atmosphere. They haven't been able to make any inroads into that 2-goal deficit that they were faced with at the start of tonight's game, and they've lost their captain as well. Lizarazu stretched it off. At half-time, it's 0-0 in the second leg. Welcome back to Bordeaux, where they've orchestrated the evening very well in terms of the crowd and the entertainment, but they haven't been able to orchestrate a goal for the home side, which was really what they were hoping for in the first 45 minutes. All is not yet lost. Bayern Munich haven't scored. That was crucial for Bordeaux's hopes, but after a goalless 45 minutes here in France, we're still very much under control of those 2 goals that Bayern struck emphatically in their own Olympic Stadium. Tolo chasing on. But Bayern are just one half of football away from adding the UEFA Cup to those 3 European Cups in 1974, 75 and 76. 76, incidentally, they beat the French club Saint-Étienne, who 20 years on have been consoling themselves over the past few days after being relegated, or they will be relegated at the end of the French season. There's still one more round of matches to come at the following weekend. But they are relegated. Saint-Étienne, Bordeaux are safe, but they haven't been able to celebrate that as yet by redeeming themselves in the second leg of the UEFA Cup final. They've really got to go for broke now. They've got a free kick. There have been 1 or 2 close enough to Oliver Kahn's goal to give Bayern cause for concern. Ball is put in place. Vichka. Well, the goalkeeper was going across then, and they claimed that the shot was charged down with an arm, and Mateus says, no, the chest. It certainly flew from the left boot of Richard Vichka. Headed on by Croce twice. Dogo. That could have been given as handball. That's a corner which Bordeaux want to take quickly while Bayern Munich are still regrouping in the middle. It needed a better ball in. Dugarry with the throw. Zidane. Dugarry. Can't get through. Dogon. Dugarry. Zidane. Vichka. Still Richard Vichka. Oh. Well, play on was the message, and even that nearly went to Bordeaux's advantage. But it was a wonderful run from the Dutchman. Kept on going. It was certainly a dive at the end of it. And then the shot that could have gone either side of Kahn went straight at him. Klinsmann on the counter-attack. Luca covering well with the header. Needed a touch from Fries Hansen as well. Now by Sforza on Vichka. Well, there'll be a real intensity of effort here from Bordeaux. Got to do it with a certain amount of control as well. Cross goes Helmer, and he's a player who was booked in the first half, remember. He had to make sure that he got plenty of the ball then. Bordeaux have a corner. The rallying cries coming from most parts of the ground. Richard Vichka will take it. Fries Hansen is up there in the centre. Dugarry, hands on knees, and well, Mateus is, for a small man, been in the right place on 2 or 3 occasions to head it away from corners. He's the front man by that near post. Goal kick despite the efforts of Dogon. Well, that's the one they were appealing about. Or was it handball? Decision that could have gone either way, in truth. It went for Bayern Munich. It's clearly a foul by Babel. Naurur trying to get another message to his troops. Vichka, and that's wasted. Bayern's campaign began very unspectacularly with a home defeat against the Russian club Lokomotiv Moscow. They put that right with a 5-0 away victory, and they've been scoring away goals regularly since then. And they're very adept at hitting on the break when a team at home is pressing on, trying to sort out a deficit, trying to carry the fight forward in front of their own fans. Bayern on the break are hard to handle, although in this game they've been very circumspect in that respect. Duar's kick. The longer it goes, the more mentally strong Bayern Munich will feel. Well, he has an air of detachment, Franz Beckenbauer, that was always there before he opted for the higher office, the club presidency. Here's Scholl. It's in! And Bayern Munich will feel now that they are going to go home with the UEFA Cup. They've hardly had a chance in the 52 minutes that we've had to this point. But Mehmet Scholl, who scored in the home leg, has scored again here. And down on the Bordeaux bench, they must feel that their hopes have been virtually extinguished. It was a bit of a chapter of errors here. Great pressing by Klinsmann. And then Kostadinov with a delightful touch. And the shot from Scholl taking a deflection. Vichka. So now Bordeaux do need 4. And Khan has come out here to protest. I think the anger was at the Bordeaux challenge, which has been punished with a free kick and no more. They've been punished enough, perhaps, the referee feels, by conceding a goal at home. Bayern Munich 1-0 on the night to them, 3-0 now on aggregate. And the ball fact now is in, what, something like 36 minutes, Bordeaux have to score 4. Dugarry. Here's Boncarel. The chance for one of them. And it just won't happen for Bordeaux. It was a splendid try from Tolo. That's the ball, as he pulled away beyond the back post and really let rip here. Thudded against that post. And the spark that might just have ignited Bordeaux recovery was quickly extinguished after that. And certainly injuries tonight haven't helped their cause. But what a good try this was. Khan was nowhere near getting down in time. And then Dugarry was buffeted in the back by Sforza. And it's another stretcher case for a high-profile Bordeaux player. Look again at Mehmet Scholl, and a touch there off Croci. Just hits the number 8 and veers off into the corner. No chance for Uar. So eventually the free kick will be taken here for Bordeaux. Vichka and Zidane. Zidane into the wall rather tamely. Charged down by Boncarel. Helmer. Here's Klinsmann, still chasing the personal record of his own. His cross wasn't a bad one, it was just over the head of Kostadinov. Bordeaux at least with pride to play for here and trying to avoid losing the second game. There's a tackle from behind. So a booking for Fry, although it's the angle of the challenge that caught the attention of the referee. Free kick which Vishka will take. Well, Dutuel replacing Croci. Vishka. Vishka's cross. Oh, and Tolo, if he'd been a little taller. It's a corner. Oh, Fries Hansen had a little bit of space by the near post. Then it's another corner. And that's too long. By some distance. Dugarry, as you probably noticed, is back on, and he's still limping somewhat. Dogon. Mateus didn't quite get there. Nor did Zickler. Mateus now. It's nicely worked under some pressure with Thomas Strutz. And the goalkeeper might have come and got that one, felt. That wasn't a very tidy challenge by Dogon on Zickler, who picked himself up as if he was going to retaliate, and obviously quickly counted to 10 and just carried on his movement rather urgently into the middle rather than at the player. Well, there might be some more jam on the bread for Bayern Munich here. Bordeaux wasting their own time and delaying the taking of the free kick. Scholl puts it at the goalkeeper, who fists it away, and successfully too. Tolo. Here's Dugarry. Show his dribbling skills, but whenever he's done that, if he's got past one or even two, Bayern Munich have soon slammed the door in his face. Vishka, who's done as well as anyone for Bordeaux. They've missed Lizarazu down that left-hand side in tandem with Richard Vishka. Missed it, he was stretchered off in the first half. Ziga, so play it right here. They had Kostadinov, Ziga did, to touch it through to. Bordeaux had switched off at the back for a second or two. Dogon. Kostadinov. Not wasting time disputing the nature of the challenge, but getting on with the game. And look at the room that Scholl's got here, trying to tee up Klinsmann. And Fries Hansen, if he's complaining about the lack of concentration from his teammates, he's certainly got a case. Scholl will take the corner. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Profitable second half already for Bayern Munich. Oh, and they've got another one. Kostadinov. So it's 2-0 on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. And Bayern Munich, with this capacity to score in away matches, have carried it right through to the final itself. And it was a routine goal, really, and Bordeaux, who were caught out from a corner in the first match, are certainly found wanting again. And the Bulgarian Emil Kostadinov, who's been somewhat of a fringe figure in this European run, scores in the second leg of the final to general rejoicing for all connected with Bayern Munich. And Kostadinov, who has a happy knack when he plays in France, doesn't he, after those goals that took Bulgaria past France into the World Cup in the United States a couple of years ago. Do too well. Dogo. Well, there was a spell midway through the first half in which Bordeaux threatened. They were dominant in midfield, they were beginning to get Zidane and Dugarry on the ball. But I think that period came to an end when Lizarazu was stretched off and some of the lifeblood went out of the team with him. Such an important player. Bayern Munich have imposed themselves since the restart. Do too well. Do too well again. Tolo will run and run until they finally bring this to an end, and it looks as though the final whistle, we're still over 20 minutes away from it, will be an occasion to put Bordeaux out of some misery tonight. Zidane. There's been no shortage of effort. In a way, they paid for mistakes in the first game. If they could have just got an away goal there, and they had that moment, you might recall if you saw it, with Tolo clean in on Oliver Kahn, and he failed to take the chance, and within a minute, Bayern had earned the corner from which Helmer scored the first goal of the final. And you just drop a blanket over those two incidents and really you've got the nub of the contest. There was no way back from that moment for Bordeaux, as it's turned out. Dugarry, Luka, Vichka. Now Dogo. Well, they'll be using some of the famous wine from these regions to drown their sorrows tonight rather than celebrate, but it would be churlish for the French followers not to raise a glass to toast Bayern Munich as well. They've risen to the occasion with a great efficiency. Do too well. Dugarry kicking the ball away now. Really, the referee should book him for that. That's something that in recent times officials have been ordered to stamp out of the game by punishing the offenders who show petulance. This is Dogon with a real show of strength. Tolo is there. Down he goes. Foul by Helmer. Made the most of their free kicks, even in forcing the goalkeeper to come up with a save or two. But here's an opportunity, at least to leave a mark on the scoreline in this second leg. Zidane into the wall. And it's taken from him by Ziga, Klinsmann. They've scored 19 goals on their travels in 6 away matches in the UEFA Cup. Bayern Munich, that's an amazing return. I might concede one now. It looked as though Dugarry was going to thread the ball through for the run-up. Maybe Bayern would be opened up, but in truth, if you had to spot another goal coming in this second leg, which has about 16 minutes to run, the German side that might be more likely to supply it. They've got another potential goal scorer coming on, Vidic. Place of Kostadinov, who's certainly done his job. And it's Kostadinov's name that's being chanted by the Bayern fans in honour of the departed goal scorer, Dries Hansen. Not the biggest player, Chiro Sforza, but he's certainly one who stands his corner when it comes to the physical side of the game. He's conceded a free kick here. Another opportunity to try and get it right for Bordeaux. Zidane has moved away this time. And a goal from Dutuel. Well, in changing the taker of the free kick, they've changed their luck. 15 minutes to go, and Bordeaux score for the first time in the final. And the surprise weapon was Dutuel, and Kahn couldn't cope with the power of it. So it's Bordeaux 1, Bayern Munich 2. This evening, 4-1 now to the German club on aggregate. But 4 more still required for Bordeaux in 14 minutes. They certainly lifted the spirits of the crowd, and the gung-ho play that Bordeaux were trying to come up with has at last led to them making that mark on the scoreline from one of their substitutes tonight, Daniel Dutuel. Zidane. Well, that was as good a shot as he's hit, as if rather stung into action by his failures at the free kicks, which led to Dutuel taking over and scoring with his very first effort. And that was awkward for Kahn, right down by the post. Fouled by Dugarry. Helmer. Klinsmann was setting himself. This is Zickler. Scholl is in the middle. And a touch by Klinsmann, was it? Beckenbauer celebrates, and it's all turned back Bayern Munich's way again. Thomas Strunz hit it, and Uar was stranded. Klinsmann was right in there fighting. Zickler cut it back here. There's Strunz, there's Klinsmann, and that's Klinsmann's goal. Not one that he knew too much about. But a goal for Klinsmann that will give him his 15th and the all-time record in European competition as an individual goal scorer in one season. So it's finishing here with a real flourish. His expression hasn't changed hardly, has it? A little bit of polite applause when that third goal went in. But he's been a study in concentration, Franz Beckenbauer. Of course, he hands over the reins. There's one more league match to go. He'll hand over the reins to Giovanni Trapattoni, who's coming back to Bayern Munich for next season. Two minutes to go, plus any time the referee chooses to add on. Short corner this time from Bayern Munich. Is there another goal in the bag? Well, there could easily have been a penalty. The referee let the game go on. Mehmet Scholl, as Onslan went in, and Strunz had the shot that was turned behind for the corner. Comes here to Vitajek. Forwards instincts, trying to get in on the act as well. Know in which direction their lenses should be pointing. Forward from Mateusz Scholl to harness it to there on the run. It was a difficult ball to take. Well, it's certainly not the end of the season's work for a good number of these Bayern players, with Euro 96 looming large for them. Bordeaux's season, such a heavy workload, is very nearly at an end. Their final league game against Lille at the weekend. It's a free kick to Bayern. We're in time added on. They're on the brink of their celebrations. And they have been the outstanding team in this season's UEFA Cup. Their capacity to score has marked them down in that respect, and they've come here tonight not just settling for defending a 2-0 lead from the first leg, but they've won the second leg by 3-1, 5-1 on aggregate. And after 20 years, Bayern Munich wear again a European crown. UEFA Cup winners for the first time to complete the full set of European titles. Too good for Bordeaux over 2 games. The platform was built in Munich 2 weeks ago with goals from Helmer and Scholl. And Scholl's goal tonight, the first of the evening, vital to shape the second leg. Kostadinov quickly got a second. Dutuel got one back for Bordeaux, and then just to round it all off neatly, Jürgen Klinsmann deflecting in Strunz's shot. And Bordeaux well beaten in the final analysis. And Jean-Pierre Papin is part of the celebration. Suspended tonight, remember, but brought here by Bayern Munich. And getting on the pitch. Still 1 or 2 mementos to be put round Germanic shoulders. And Here goes Lothar Matthäus. The UEFA Cup belongs to Bayern Munich. They've done it in the grand manner. A 5-1 aggregate success over Bordeaux, winning both legs